Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, going forward to class number 21. Inshallah, we'll be continuing from where we left. That's lesson number 9 from Madina book 2. So the previous conversation, before we enter into it, we're going to do some simple verbs which we're going to use today. So first one is arafa. Arafa means he knew, he knew. So if you just quickly conjugate arafa, arafa, arafu, arafat, arafata, arafta, araftuma, araftum, arafti, araftuma, araftunna, araftu, arafna. So the next verb which you're going to use is ahsana, which means he did good. And the third what we're going to use today is ja'a. Ja'a means he came or it came. You can say he or it, depending. So in the previous session, what we did was we continuing for lesson number 9, and Yaqub said, "Qara'tu fi kitabi anna an-nujuma ab'adu min ash-shams. Asahihun hadha?" He asked the teacher, and the teacher says, "Na'am, hadha sahihun." So we're going to take our conversation forward from here, inshallah. So teacher says, "Hadha sahihun. Mimma khalaqallahu insana ya Usmanu." So we're going to just see what's happening here. Mimma. So what is mimma? So we read a lot of times in the Quran, mimma. So these are two words which are combined together for phonetics reasons. So what we have here is min, which is from, plus ma, which is what. So basically it means from what, because when noon and mim come together, the noon is dropped for phonetics reason and it becomes mimma, which means from what. So from what did khalaqallahu. Khalaqa is your fa'il, and what's a fa'il? It's Allahu is the fa'il. So from what Allah created, al-insana is your maf'ulun bihi, the man. So he's asking ya Usman. Again Usmanu becomes with single dhamma because it is munada and it is one word. So mimma khalaqallahu al-insana ya Usmanu. So Usman says khalaqallahu al-insana min tin. So that is replying. So again we have to understand here khalaqa, which means he created. So it's a pure verb. The file is not attached. So we're looking for the file, and the file here is Allahu. That is, he is the doer of the action. He created. Allah created. Create what? And again the maf'ul bihi gives the answer. Al-insan. Allah created insan min tween is jar majroor. We just say jar majroor, from the clay. Al-insana is your maf'ulun bihi. So Al-Mudarris asks, he tells, Ahsanta ya Usman. Ahsanta. So this is a fa'il, it is a 4-letter. If you see, ha, sin and nun, it's a 4-letter word. The root word is hasanun, hasana. But we're going to learn about the 4 and 5-letter verbs later on, but just to say that it's the same conjugation, ahsana, ahsana, ahsanu. So here, ahsanta means you did good, you did really good. Ahsanta ya Usman. وَمِمَّا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ جَانَّ يَا أَبَا بَكْرِ. Ya Aba Bakri. So you say again. So here khalaqa is your fa'il and Allahu is your fa'il. And what is al-janna? Al-janna is plural for jinn. So here we read insan, and here the al-jan is a plural for jinn. So from what did Allah create jinns? Ya Aba Bakrin. So we have to see here why it is Aba Bakrin. As we know, when there is harf nida, ya comes, then the mudaf becomes mansub, and we know Abu is min al asma'ul khamsa, because 5 special nouns which have the sign of marfu as waw and sign of mansub is alif. So where it takes alif means it's a sign of mansub, takes the place of fatha, and Abi, ya is the sign of Majroor. So here it's Mansub, that's what it is. Ya Aba Bakrin. So now Abu Bakr, because it's Marfu form, he says, he replies, Khalaqallahul Jannah min nar. So Allah created. So again, fa'il fa'il and maf'ul bihi min nar jar majrur. So Allah created jinns from fire. So Al-Mudris, he is asking, very good. كيف عرفت ذلك يا أبا بكر? كيف means is a particular asking questions is how. Is a how and is some verb has to come. So كيف عرفت. عرف means he knew and he asking in front of you. It is harf nida here, that means it is عرفت. It's not عرفت. كيف عرفت ذلك. So عرف is your فعل, ta is your fa'il, and ذلك is your مفعول به. It's منصوب. ذلك it's a مبني, اسم الإشارة للبعيد. So he's telling كيف عرفت ذلك يا أبا بكر. Abu Bakr says عرفت. Now he is replying. So whenever he replies, this becomes عرفت. Again, fa'il and fa'il. Here tu is the fa'il. ذلك is your مفعول به. عرفت ذلك من القرآن الكريم. From Quran, jar majrur. Al-Karim is your naat for Quran. So from the noble Quran. So we always translate naat first and man'ut later. Faja'a. So here the fa, it actually connects to the previous sentence. So it's called ataf. That means the sentence is not finished. So it's like a connector. So as it comes, you can say Faja'a, and it comes fi suratil a'raf. Fi is harf jar, surati is your ism majroor, wa huwa mudaf, and al-a'rafi is your mudaf ilayhi. So faja'a, and it comes in suratil a'raf. What comes? It says anna iblisa qala lillahi. So we are going to analyze here. Anna min akhwatu inna. So we know min akhwatu inna, these harfs, they have ism and khabar. So here iblisa isma inna or isma anna is mansub. So here we say iblisa, that iblis, and we have khabar. So jumlatul fa'iliya is coming as a khabar for anna. Khabar anna is qala. So now we have to say that's the fa'il. So who's the fa'il? Here it is mustatir. Taqdiruhu huwa yadullu ala iblisa. So this is how you say it properly. So qala is a fa'il, fa'il is taqdiru, the estimation of it is he, and that he refers to iblis. So what is lillahi? Here if you see the way it is written lillahi without alif, then it becomes lillahi. So there are two words. So he said to Allah, what did he say? Ana khayrum minhu. So ana is your mubtada and khayrum is your khabar. Khabar, one word, is, you know, it is marfu, and minhu is jar majrur. We say I am better than him. Minhu, I am better from him. So how? Because khalaqtani. So here we need to see ismu anna and khabar anna. Khalaq is your fa'il, okay, and ta is your fa'il. Khalaq is, he is telling to Allah, in front of Allah. This ta refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this noon with ya mutakallim, ni is your maf'ulun bihi. He says you. So how do we translate? Fa'il, fa'il and maf'ulun bihi. So fa'il, fa'il and maf'ulun bihi. So fa'il is Allah. Say you created me. Min nari is jar majrur. So created me from fire. Wa khalaqtahu, and you, again khalaq is your fa'il, ta is your fa'il, and hu is your maf'ulun bihi. So you created him min tin, from clay. So ana khayrum minhu khalaqtani min narin wa khalaqtahu min tin. So Al-Mudris says ahsanta. Again ahsanta is you did really good, very good, you are the best. So you can say So Ya Aba Bakrin. So again Aba Bakrin is mansub. So again he is asking second question. Again next question. So, Kam Sama'an. See, Kam. What comes after Kam? So file maf'ul bihi. Sama'an is your tamiz. So it's a single indefinite noun in a singular form. It is a come after come is tamiz. Kam sama'an, how many skies? Khalaqallahu ya abdallahi. See, how many skies did Allah created? So Abdullah says Khalaqallahu, Khalaqa is a fail, Allah is a fa'il. Khalaqallahu, Allah created. Sab'a is your maf'ulun bihi, and we know the number we know the number games where it is ma'dud is muzakkar, the number is muannas, and if ma'dud is muannas, the number is muzakkar. So here ma'dud is samawatin, that's why we have got a muzakkar number without ta marbuta. So khalaqallahu sab'a samawatin, and we know after in from 3 to 9 the ma'dud is mudaf ilayhi and it is plural. So that is part comes as a part of maf'ulun bihi here. Khalaqallahu sab'a samawatin. So samawatin is plural for sama'un. Samawatun is your marfu. So we're just going to quickly revise ourselves what is, how do we actually determine what is marfu, mansub and majrur. How do we recognize? So we know normally the sign of dhamma is the sign of marfu, and sign of fatha is mansub, and sign of kasra is majrur. So for example, mudarrisun, mudarrisan and mudarrisin. So marfu means that is the main subject of a sentence, or it is the doer of the action, fa'il, or it is a mubtada. And mudarrisan or mansub is your always the detail, and mudarrisin or majrur is always comes after, either it is mudaf ilayhi or it comes after harf jar. So in duals we have learned this before. Mudarrisani, so alif musanna is sign of marfu, and mudarrisaini ya is sign of mansub, and again ya again sign of majrur. It is in for muzakkar, mudarrisani, mudarrisaini, mudarrisaini, and again for plural jama muzakkar salim, mudarrisuna, mudarrisina, mudarrisina. Ina is ya again is a sign of mansub and majrur. In duals only the pronunciation tells us whether it is dual or it is plural. Mudarrisaini, mudarrisaini and mudarrisina, mudarrisina is a sign. Again quickly we do to go to feminine nouns, which are mudarrisatun, mudarrisatan, mudarrisatin. So again we know the writing rules for ta marbuta. So here mansub or the fatha is written normally in the word, whereas in muzakkar it is written on an alif, indefinite. Tanween is written on an alif. So again feminine duals, mudarrisatani, the tautanisi comes here, and this is alif musanna. Again mudarrisataini is tautanisi, and ya is your sign of mansub and majrur as well. And mudarrisatun, see atun is a sign of marfu for jama muannas salim. This is very important to remember. Mudarrisatun and mudarrisatin. Again atin, open your mouth really wide. Mudarrisatin is the sign of mansub, and again mudarrisatin is your sign of majrur. So this is we need to remember. So depending on the sentence, the position, we will know whether it is mansub or majrur. So going to our lesson, so I say the teacher asks again, وَفِي كَمْ يَوْمٍ خَلَقَ اللَّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ يَا عَبْدَ الرَّحْمَنِ. So again we got to see here slight variation. So see wa is ataf, and again fi harf jar, kam is your to give your particular question asking how many, and yawmin. So normally we've seen that after kam it comes a mansub indefinite noun, but certain situations when a harf jar comes before kam, just like fi kam, the tamiz can be majrur in certain situations, and both can be right. So wafi kam yawman will also be correct, and wafi kam yawmin will also be correct here. So he's saying in how many days khalaqallahu, Allah created as-samawati. See here it is mansub But what we have here, because of al, we don't have tanween, we have single kasra, but we know this kasra is not sign of majroor, but it is sign of mansoob. So khalaqallahu samawati wal arda. Say arda is normal, so we have sign of fatha is mansoob, but we should know that because this samawati is coming as maf'ulun bihi, and that's a mansoob. Ya Abdurrahman. Again, Abdurrahman, he says that's your maf'ulun bihi and mawtufun Allah. Khalaqallahu fi'al fa'il, Allah created as-samawati is your maf'ulun bihi mansoob, wal arda and earth fi sittati ayyamin. So again we see here number game is because here ma'tud is muzakkar, we have muannath number with ta marbuta, and again it will be plural and majroor fi sittati ayyamin, in 6 days. So that's your, and the teacher says hadha sahihun, and teacher is telling to our students qala Allahu ta'ala fi kathirin min al-ayati innahu khalaqa sab'a samawatin. So he says this is right, and Allah said qala Allahu. What is ta'ala? Ta'ala is actually, it is the 5-letter file mutaddi, not mutaddi, it's called a 5-letter verb, which we're going to study later, but here it means the most high. So we're just going to translate for now. It comes as an adjective to the word Allah. Qala Allahu ta'ala, Allah said the most high, fi kathirin, in many ayat. See, kathir minal ayati, in a lot, many ayats. What does it say? Innahu. See, again we're getting inna, and it's got ismu inna and khabar inna. So here who is your ismu inna, most definitely he, and khalaqa is again the khabar is coming as a khabar inna. Khalaqa sab'a samawati, that he created 7 heavens. Faqala fi. So again see, fa is coming as a ataf, which is connected to the previous continuation to the sentence, and he said fi surat al-talaq. So he said in surat al-talaq, Allahu lazi khalaqa. See, again you have to analyze this. Allahu is your mubtada, and how do we translate? Allah is the one. So whenever we get this is, so we know the part comes after what is your khabar. So here allazi, which is ismu mawsula, normally comes as adjective clause, but here it's coming as a khabar for Allah. It is giving you news about Allah. So what is Allah? Allah is the one, and then we know with ismu mawsula allazi, there should always be a silatul mawsul, which gives more description. So here we got the jumlatul fa'ila coming as a silatul mawsul for allazi. Allah is the one who created. So Allah, allazi khalaqa, he created. So what did he create? It as sab'a samawatin. So 7 is your maf'ulun bihi, and samawati is your mudaf ilayhi, 7 heavens. وَكَذَلِكَ, and like that, قَالَ فِي كَثِيرٍ مِنَ الْآيَاتِ. So he said, and like that he said in many ayat. So just note here, ayati is jama muannath salim for ayah, ayatun, and the plural is ayatun, ayatin. So here minal ayati is your majroor form. If you see here, samawatin is your mansoob form. So just to make a note of it, innahu, that he, khalaqa samawati wal arda, that he created heavens and earth, fi sittati ayyamin, in 6 days. Sittatu, sitta is your number muannas, because ayyamin is muzakkar. So we know the number game that whenever is ma'dud is muzakkar, the number is your muannas, and ma'dud will be plural, and it will be mudaf ilayhi fi sittati ayyamin. وقال في سورة الحديد. So again fa comes your ataf, which is again connected to the previous. It's not complete, the sentence is not complete, it's not a new sentence. It's ataf. وقال, and he said في سورة الحديد, in surah of Hadid ayan. So the ayat is huwa allazi. So again huwa is mubtada, allazi is your khabar, but it's coming as a silatul mawsul, which is describing Huwa, that he is the one who, then we need to have a Silatul Mawsul. So what is Silatul Mawsul? Jumlatul Fi'liya is coming as a Silatul Mawsul. هو الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام. So he is the one الذي خلق, he created السماوات is your مفعول به والأرض في ستة أيام in 7 days. So that's our conversation, and what happens is في هذه اللحظة, and in this moment, lahza means like in Urdu we say lahza, lahzatun, so it's the same thing here. في هذه اللحظة, see هذه coming after اسمه إشارة is badal, so in this moment, رن الجرس. So ranna, we know, is your fa'al, which means the 3-letter fa'al, ra, na, na. So when you have two same letters, so it gets a shadda. So ranna, so the bell rang. Wa kharajan mudarrisu. So the mudarris left. Minal fasli. So kharaja is your fa'al and mudarris your fa'il. So if you remember, the conversation begins with dakhala al mudarrisu, and the conversation here ends with kharaja al mudarrisu minal fasli. Kharaja comes with min, being left out from the class. So that's a long conversation where he starts to ask about number of students, the new students, and then what the creations of Allah, how He created, and the dialogues goes into different ayahs. So Alhamdulillah, we have learned quite a few concepts in this lesson, and inshallah we're going to start our new concept from lesson number 10, that is Fa'al Mudari'. So after we have practiced this lesson, we're going to start using Fa'al Mudari' inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.